So if you're a local business, you really should be building business citations on a periodic basis. What are business citations? These are basically listings that show your business details on a number of different websites. Okay, so like Yelp could be a business citation, right? It just has your business name, address, phone number, website details, description, and some photos and whatnot, and some reviews, right? That's basically a business citation. And what local businesses typically want to do is they want to build citations quite heavily when they're first launching their website or their campaign, and they still want to continue to build citations periodically throughout the year, like maybe once a quarter, do a small citation build, just to keep the listing fresh, especially if they changed any address details or if they added any locations. They're going to want to build several new citations for those locations as well. So this is basically going to be an example of how you can find hyper-local citations very easily and very quickly, because a lot of times when you buy citations from a place like Bright Local or a different, one of those type of websites, they're going to build pretty broad, pretty general citations. So it'll be like Yelp, it'll be Bing, it'll be Yellow Pages, and these are good to have, but here are some hyper-local citations that are going to help you rank higher ultimately, and they're going to just add more local relevance around your brand for that location, which Google's really going to like to see. And a lot of these places, they do get traffic because they're very local, so they do get traffic from users in your area, which is obviously the number one thing. So let's walk you through how this works. So we're just going to jump over to Google here, and let's say that our website is based in New Zealand, right? And we're trying to get hyper-local citations for the country of New Zealand. So what we would do is we'll do what's called a site colon directive, and this basically is going to be any website with certain words or certain details within the URL that's going to show up, right? So for this example, since we're doing New Zealand, we're going to look at just all of New Zealand as a country, the country as a whole. So we're going to do site colon co.nz, and then we're going to do a couple words in quotes. And what this is going to do is it's going to trigger any website that includes these words on the actual page content, right? Because this will show us that this page is relevant for what we're looking for. So for the first one, we'll do get listed, and the second one we'll do business directory, and I want to do one more, list my business. Okay, and we're just going to hit enter. And we actually didn't get anything for that, which is really interesting. So I'm going to get rid of this last one here. That might have thrown it for a loop. Let's try this. Okay, so these are much more common directives to enter. So this is, you can see here, this is showing us just some local websites in New Zealand with potential business listings. So you can go through them here, like Auckland Business Directory. It's pretty self-explanatory, I think. Here's another local business directory, another New Zealand-based business directory, and this is going to be pretty extensive here. As you can see as you go through, there's a lot of individual locations with business directories. So if you're a business, let's say you're based out of Auckland, but you're catering to customers in various parts of the North Island, for example, if you're familiar with New Zealand, then you're going to want to go through and basically add yourself to as many of these listing locations, these directories, as you can. So you can basically just scroll through the list and find them and click into them and make sure that they make sense for your business. And then just what I would do is I would then take each of these, and you can do it pretty easily. You basically take each of these and then put it into a sheet, and then create a column that says contacted ? And then yes or no, and then that way you can keep track of which ones you've followed through with, which ones you've inquired about a listing, and which ones you might not have. And you can go from there, and you can really piece together a nice local listing profile doing this. And again, it's going to help your relevance for Google, because Google just wants to see that, okay, if you're based in New Zealand, you are on New Zealand listing websites, right? I see so many times, you'll see a business based in New Zealand or based in Australia, and they have a bunch of business citation listings from the US or from the UK, and again, it doesn't hurt to have more citations, but as far as what's actually going to benefit you, typically the more local ones are going to benefit you the most, right? So this is a really simple way to do it, and some of these might involve some fees as you click into them, but this just gives you a really extensive list. You can go through them and then decide according to your budget if any of these make sense. and it's a really quick, easy way to build listings. And it's the research portion of it is free, right? I mean, we just went to the Google search and we just entered this this prompt into Google search. So it's very simple. You don't need any fancy SEO tools, SEO software, local SEO software, nothing. You just organically search in Google, which is really effective and nice way to do things. Very convenient way to do things. So I hope that made sense, and let us know if you have any questions. Feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.